Welcome to fabulous Lake Tahoe, your local's guide to the very best of America's year-round playground. I'm Jack Durst, and this is your guide to planning the 4th of July in Lake Tahoe in 2012. So, Lake Tahoe is one of the most famous destinations for going to 4th of July in the world. Last year we were number 6 on AOL's top 10 places to go. This year we've been featured on NBC's Today Show, we've been featured in USA Today, all for our famous fireworks in our natural environment. The Lake Tahoe area has always been one of America's most popular destinations for 4th of July weekend because of its natural beauty. It has super clean water and beaches, and it has many entertainment options in the summertime. Where else can you go not only to lay on the beach, but to hike, to mountain bike, paddle, shop, gamble, or go to your choice of concerts and comedy shows? Plus, unlike most other summer destinations, Lake Tahoe can guarantee cool weather. If it's 100 degrees in Sacramento, it's 80 degrees up here. Even with 1,000 towns all across America breaking high temperature records, it's still only been in the 70s up here in Lake Tahoe. The weather is beautiful. I'm comfortable in long sleeves right now, right in the middle of June. So you can be guaranteed that it's going to be cool in Lake Tahoe and it's going to be beautiful. Now, 4th of July is on a Wednesday this year, which means there aren't quite as many events as there have been in previous years. When 4th of July is on a weekend, Tahoe goes all out. When it's on a Wednesday, there's not nearly as much. But there are a few really good events scheduled for 4th of July proper. On the North Shore, the Optimist Club is having a 4th of July Freedom Concert in Incline Village featuring Jeff Jones Band and other local bands. There's going to be a fireworks after party at the city in Tahoe City. There are arts and crafts fairs all over Lake Tahoe on 4th of July week. There's one in front of Heavenly Village where they have artists where you can actually meet the artist who made the artwork. There's one in front of the Horizon that is running all summer long. On the weekend after 4th of July, there's going to be craft fairs at the American Legion Hall and down on Highway 89 in South Lake Tahoe. There's going to be a huge craft fair at Squaw Valley on the 30th, 1st, and 2nd. And then there's going to be another huge craft fair in Kings Beach on the weekend after 4th of July. Now, there are several concerts scheduled, mostly small independent concerts. On July 3rd, the Shames and the Kings of Midtown will be playing at Rojo's Tavern in South Lake Tahoe. Also July 3rd, Kalya, Scintilla, and Dub Cooling will be playing at the Whisky Saloon in South Lake Tahoe. On the 5th of July, Frutition, which is kind of a string and bluegrass band, will be playing at the Live at Lakeview Commons concert series. July 4th through 8th, comics Kivi Rogers and Francis Dilorinzino will be playing at the Improv at Harvey's. You should check out southshoremadaboutmusic.blogspot.com for more information of indie concerts going on in the month of July. Or stay tuned to Fabulous Lake Tahoe for my July concert report whenever it comes out, assuming I can get my camera working for it again. Now, of course, the major draw for coming to Lake Tahoe for 4th of July is the fireworks. It doesn't hurt that Lake Tahoe's annual fireworks event, Lights on the Lake, has been named one of the best small-time fireworks displays year after year after year. Last year we made number 6 on AOL's top 10 list of places to view fireworks for the entire country. This year we were featured on NBC's Today Show. We were also featured in USA Today. Our local fireworks display is huge. I mean, it's the kind of display you would expect for San Francisco or New York. It is made by a local company called Pyrospectaculars Inc. They are an award-winning family business. They win awards for their fireworks displays every year. You should click on the annotation to see an example of last year's fireworks displays. Last year we had this great crescent moon and it looked like they were blowing up the moon in the fireworks display, but it is always incredible in Lake Tahoe. You can count on there being a really good fireworks display. The fireworks display is automated, it's synchronized to music. You can hear the music by tuning into KRLT-FM at 93.9, or you can get it at KOWL-AM at AM 1490. Now, where should you watch the fireworks from in Lake Tahoe? There are a lot of different options of places to watch the fireworks in Lake Tahoe, and it really all depends on the kind of experience you're looking for. If you're the kind of person who likes to lay out on the beach all day and you're willing to claim a seat early in the day, you should go to one of our many beaches. Now, on the California side, Lakeview Commons has a huge stone amphitheater. They just spent $1 million or so putting a huge stone amphitheater in at El Dorado Beach. It seats several hundred people. And in prior years when it was open, it was always packed on 4th of July, and I'm sure it will be no different this year. They have some barbecues, but not a lot. It's not a dog-friendly beach, it's not an alcohol-friendly beach, but it is a family-friendly event, and it's a good place if you plan on spending a lot of time just hanging out and enjoying the lake. Now, if you're looking for more of a beach-going experience and you're looking for some of the best possible views of the fireworks from any beach, you should go to Nevada Beach. Nevada Beach is right behind the barge where they set off the fireworks from, and it's just the other side of the state line. If you turn left at Kale Drive after passing the state line, you'll get to Nevada Beach. And it is a large sandy beach where you can lay on your blanket and enjoy the beach and enjoy the fireworks from very, very close. It is not an alcohol-friendly beach. It is kind of a dog-friendly beach. Usually you can get away with a dog there, but on a holiday you might not have as good a time with a dog. If you're looking for a beach you can guaranteed bring your dog to, I would recommend that you go to either Kiva Beach or Reagan Beach in South Lake Tahoe. Just Google them for the address. Kiva Beach and Reagan Beach are official designated dog beaches, and you are guaranteed not to get into trouble for having your dog on Kiva or Reagan beaches. Now, if you're looking for a beach experience that is more touristy, more of a party atmosphere, a little less family friendly, I would suggest that you go to one of the two pay beaches. The public beaches are $20 for 4th of July. The private beaches are $35 to $40, but on the private beaches, they have alcohol concessions, which means you can drink your beer. Nobody's going to bother you about drinking your beer. It's not quite as family-friendly an environment. It tends to be more rowdy, more touristy. But on the other side, the tickets are more expensive, so those beaches tend to be not quite as crowded as the public beaches are. If you're looking to see the fireworks from out on the water of Lake Tahoe is a great place to see the fireworks. The absolute most spectacular place to see 4th of July fireworks is from this water in Lake Tahoe, but it can be a bit of a pain. If you don't have a boat, you can call 1-800-AT-TAHOE to book tickets for either the Tahoe Queen or the MS Dixie 2 right now. The Tahoe Queen sails out of Ski Run Marina in South Lake Tahoe. The MS Dixie 2 sails out of Timber Cove Marina at State Line. And either of those two sternwheelers will get you a really spectacular under the fireworks view. Because they're such big boats, they always get right of way. They get the very best spots under the fireworks, though anywhere on the lake is going to be very spectacular. You can, of course, launch your own boat in Lake Tahoe. I would advise that if you're not from the Tahoe area, that you go to TahoeBoatInspections.com and find out about the inspection locations, because you can't just launch your boat in Lake Tahoe. We have bad invasive species problems in Lake Tahoe. You have to get your boat checked and sterilized before you go to the lake.
So if you're planning on launching your boat at 4th of July, you will need to have a seal on your boat. It will have needed to go through an inspection station. Depending on where you're coming in from, we have 5 convenient locations located throughout Tahoe. There's one in Myers, Spooner, Alpine, Squaw, and Homewood. If you do get to a boat ramp without a seal, they will send you straight back, so you might as well stop in on your way. You can get a Tahoe in and out sticker if you're coming from out of town and you're only planning on going to Tahoe this summer. They can go over the process with you, depending on if you need a decontamination or not, and depending on where you're coming from. So here is the hotline number for the Tahoe boat inspections. It's 1-888-824-6267. You can also go to TahoeBoatInspections.com to get more details on where the boat inspection stations are. Check out Tahoe Keepers. It's a paddler stewardship program for non-motorized. If you're coming in from out of town this 4th of July, you need to be certified. You need to know how to clean, drain, and dry your kayak, because those invasive species can hitchhike on your kayaks as well. That's what we're trying to keep out of the lake. This is what they look like. They clone themselves. They can cling to holes, rudders, anything that you might bring to the lake, even your life preservers, your shoes. It's an important cause. Stay educated and check us out at Tahoe Keepers.
Depending on the size of your boat, it'll cost you anywhere from $20 to $50 to get it checked and sterilized, depending on whether it has to be sterilized or not, and another $15 to $35 to get it launched at any of the boat launches in town. You can launch your boat at El Dorado Beach, where Lakeview Commons is. There's a boat launch at Tahoe Keys Marina. that's pretty good, that's not very expensive. There's a boat launch at Ski Run Marina. There's a boat launch at State Line Marina. There's also a boat launch at Cave Rock. Please be aware that unless you have an inspection sticker, they are not going to let you launch your boat. So don't think you can get away with launching your own boat without paying the inspection fee, because the cops are out in force on 4th of July, and you are going to get caught if you try to skirt the rules. Or you can rent a boat if you're lucky. Now, if you're planning on renting a boat in Tahoe, I suggest you pause the video and start Googling right now, because the only way you're going to be able to rent a boat is if you call right now. Probably most of the boat rentals are already sold out, but they always reserve a few for the people willing to pay extra. So if you're willing to pay enough, you may well be able to rent a boat for 4th of July still, but you have to act very, very quickly to do it. Now, if you're not as concerned with being as close as possible to the fireworks, and you would rather get a high view of the fireworks, I would suggest you go up to Kale Park on Kingsbury Grade. Kale Park has spectacular views of Lake Tahoe. It's very high, you're up above the trees, you're a little more closer to eye level on the fireworks. If you're intrepid, the Rim Trail Association has hikes where you can hike up Mount Talac and see the fireworks from the top of Mount Talac. It is a very strenuous hike, and it is a night hike coming down, so you have to be prepared to hike in the dark with flashlights, but it is one of the very most spectacular things. You can be up above the fireworks on the far side of the lake. If you're not as willing to hike, you can go to Heavenly Village and take the Heavenly Gondola up to the top of Heavenly, and you can watch the fireworks from the top of Heavenly there. And the Heavenly event has the advantage that the lodge at the top also serves beer. It's not quite as kid-friendly an event, but it is a really spectacular view where you're eye level to the fireworks. Other places you can go, the North Shore also has a fireworks display. It's at a slightly different time. The North Shore display is usually first. Look at the Tahoe City and Kings Beach websites for more information about the display on the North Shore. I want to warn you guys that the DUI enforcement in Lake Tahoe on holiday weekends is very, very severe. So if you're planning to drink, make sure that you have a designated driver, and make sure you have the number of a cab company in your pocket as a backup. You can get Tahoe Yellow Cab at 530-544-5555. I also recommend Blacklight Taxi if you can't get Tahoe Yellow Cab. Believe me, cab fare is way, way cheaper than a DUI, and the way they set up the checkpoints in Lake Tahoe, it is virtually impossible to avoid them. If you take the back streets, you're pretty much automatically going to get tested for taking the back streets, and the state line will not save you. There's another roadblock just the other side of the state line where the Nevada cops will pull you over for drunk driving. So unless you want to spend some time in America's greenest jail, I strongly suggest you have a designated driver. I also want to remind you guys that it takes everybody's cooperation to stay fire safe on a big holiday like 4th of July. Only you can prevent forest fires, so please cooperate with the fire authorities. Only use designated barbecues and fire pits. Do not try to construct your own fire pit. You do not know how to do it properly, because Lake Tahoe is tinderbox dry this year, and it only takes one spark to set off a huge forest fire. In 2003, we had a forest fire that raged up the side of Heavenly on 4th of July weekend, and it is very, very easy to set a fire up here, and it's going to take your cooperation as a tourist for that fire not to happen again. So please only use proper designated fire pits. Private fireworks are illegal in the entire Lake Tahoe Basin, all 5 counties, and the whole state of Nevada. So you will not be able to purchase your own fireworks or set off your own fireworks up here. And if you get caught, it is a huge fine. So please rely on Pyro Spectaculars Inc. Our public fireworks display is better than any town in America. Just enjoy theirs. Don't worry about fireworks of your own, or go somewhere else if you're going to set off fireworks. The forest up here is tinderbox dry, and it only takes one dumb tourist with a sparkler to set off a huge forest fire. Google the Angora fire if you want to know how bad fire season can get up here. So stay tuned to Fabulous Lake Tahoe. I'm going to try and make a concert report for the 1st of July. But as I said, my camera is breaking as we speak, so I wouldn't necessarily count on it. But it's worth subscribing to me anyway, because no matter what happens to my camera, I will come back eventually and I will keep making videos about Lake Tahoe because this is my passion and this is my life. So stay tuned to Fabulous Lake Tahoe. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to link or embed this video on your blog, to share it with all your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I do not mind at all, even if your blog is monetized. So, thank you, and keep Tahoe blue. Bye.